Alright, I got the other half back together now. So I got the tri-blade, I worked on both bearings, so it's in there pretty good. So for in here, I got this real high-end marine grease here. A friend of mine gave me years ago. So it's supposed to be some really good stuff. So I'm going to put that inside the bearing housing here. So we press that bearing in there. It should go into the grease here. It should go into the bearing. And stuff it in there along with the tri-blade that's already in there. And whatever it doesn't want, it's going to push out the side over here. So we'll see how much of that gets wasted. Hopefully not much. I don't like wasting my grease. So. Either way, it'll have some in here, which really isn't going to do anything, I don't think, but we'll see. You never know until you try it. Okay, so that's got a pretty good amount of grease in there. So, see how that works. Cover that back up. Okay, go ahead and tap this on. Same way we did the other side over here. Okay, and a mark on this I put on top. Well, Zerk goes up, so that's my mark, I guess. So you got it pretty easy there. Mainly tapping on the inside here where the bearing is, because this is a thin aluminum cover here, so you don't want to be breaking it by just hitting on the outside. You can buckle it out and break it. So you want to make sure you go around the outsides a little bit, and you go around the inside a little bit also. Everything's getting tight. There it goes. Had to hit hard enough to do something. Now it's all the way in there where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now everything's bolted together like it should be. So this housing here is just about all the way in. Go back and tap on this side. Same thing, tap on the inside, then the outsides. Okay, that seems to be pretty good. Doesn't look like this side moved out. See if it rotates freely. It does. So that works all right. So I'm good with that. A lot of that real expensive tri-blade grease out here. Don't want to waste any of that. Well, that's enough to rid the Harley right there. Put that back in a container. That's probably $1 worth there. It's expensive. Okay. So nothing squeezed out, so that means all that grease is in there on both sides. Some tri-blade over here too. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts in here. Tighten this thing up together. Tighten it up. Okay, it goes over here now. Out of my way. A little tension on that one bolt. And you go 180 over to the other one. same thing. This side's out over here on this side, I think. Yep. The bolt only had a couple threads there, so at most. So if you look down in here, you'll see there's a big gap down there. So this bottom is not in all the way on this side, so it's cocked. Thought I had a little bit better job than that, but obviously not. Gotta be a little more forceful with it. See, I was babying it too much. It's a lot freer now. It was bound up a little bit. It's nice and free like it used to now. So that rubber in there was not helping it at all being where it was. Turn the bottom corner over here because the bottom is the part that wasn't in. The top up over here. Top again. Crisscross pattern. Alright. Still turns freely, so that's kind of important. You just want to make sure things work freely after you're done working on them. As you tighten them up, you want to make sure it's free so you don't have a blending problem. Okay, I'll get up high enough you can actually see what I'm doing again. Okay, I'm going to put a Gorilla Tighten on it now. 1, 2. Now it's tight. Tight. What's the torque on that? Tight. When you feel a bolt stretching, you know you got a good torque on it. So it's nice and free. Looks like it's supposed to. It's good. Okay, so we got our plastic cover right here. Wipe off that, whatever that crap is in there. Came off hard, goes on easy. Typical. Sharp side up. That's the sharp side. Sharp side's up so it digs in the snap ring groove and won't come out as easy. Try to be 180 across from wherever the key goes. It's always best. And after you always like pulling on it a little bit if it moves. But with drag, you know you're in the groove. Spin it, make sure I didn't make no damage. Got a little bit of wobble to it, but I'm not sure how much it's wobbled before either, so there you go. Looks good. Got our cover. Zerk hole goes on top. Put that around the Zerk hole and bring her down a little bit. Got these long screws here. 3/8, not 7/16. Go down until it just touches and stop. Get all 3 surfaces pulled in flat before you torque aside. Now you torque it. That's plenty. That's good. Stops moving right there. You give it a little more. Spin it, no issues. Good deal. We'll go back over here and get our pulley side. We got our greasy seal right here. Gonna wipe that crap off of there. Having grease on this is not going to help us at all. So you can see how we squeezed this in there pretty good last time. Originally there was no marks on it. Now you can see a nice indent mark of that piece of plastic probably. See, it's in there all the way around. That's inside the bearing housing. So it got squeezed pretty good. Because it wasn't supposed to be in there. That just kind of sits there and doesn't really do anything. Because the pulley does not push against it. So you got this here, so you got this one here is less dish to it. This is more dish. More dish goes out. If you don't remember, you can see the 2 screws where they're out, so you know we're pretty close to where it was before. Put the key up. Flip it in there. Take your squishy key, which is rectangular shaped. The tight side goes in the groove. And then you shove it in there. Not sure how far we're going to go with it. I don't really know where it goes, so we might have to readjust this later. So you got your key right here. Line it up. I have no idea where that key was. Probably wouldn't hurt to pull back, play a video back, wouldn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I probably should pull back a video. I'm going to play back a video this time. Like last time I just went for it. This time I got a video I can go look at. Alright, we'll be back. I gotta watch a video. Alright, I watched the video. It looks like this thing's on about 1.25 inches, so it's almost this deep in there. I don't know if I got room going that deep. No, I guess it does. So my guess is the key probably went almost all the way in. And you can see the wear mark in there, or rust mark. Looks like it was pretty much in there all the way anyway. Yeah, that mark's kind of in there all the way, isn't it? Yeah, I see it in there all the way. Anyway, I'm going to put the thing pretty much all the way in. It'll be in there about that far. It's about where it looked like it was on the video anyway, so I think we're alright. Just this lays up in here like before. Don't forget to put this on there. Now, if you got this straight up and down, and you got this key straight up and down here, and if everything is just right, when it goes on, it should line up. How far was that on there? I don't know. I'm going to go about that far. I remember we just passed the key, but I don't know if that's where it's supposed to be or not. So I'm going to stop at the edge of the key. Now once it's on the machine, I can go ahead and adjust it as needed. Okay, we're going to have bolt holes in here somewhere. The bolt hole is right here, and the bolt is right here, so it has to go right here, like that. We got a couple bolts right here. I think they're grade 5. Like that. Other one should line up now because we got one on. Go like that. Now when I'm on the, when I put the motor on the air compressor, I can take the pulley loose and adjust it to line up the belts. Or I can slide the motor back and forth slightly on the pedestal mount, but I'll probably move the pulley because I don't want to screw around the pedestal mount. And this motor has solid holes in it. They got a little bit of slop in it, but not too much. So this comes on off pretty easy, so it's not a major issue. I could leave it loose so I know I can do it later, but the problem is, if it looks good, I won't forget. I forget I didn't tighten it. You could have a very expensive problem. So we're going to go ahead and pull it on. Torque. 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 How much torque can you get like that? I can get probably 15 pounds on there, I bet. Okay. Take it and spin it. Spins nice and free like it used to. Feel that fan blowing. No, not a chance in hell. Alright, looks good now. Box is all tightened up again. Good deal. So now you decide I'm going to take it and have someone else take it apart and look at it and see if that trigger mechanism is correct and see if I screwed the wiring in here. So if I can find somebody locally that can do that in a reasonable time frame, I probably will. Still have to send out and have it done, even though I just got done taking it all apart and doing it right. It still was running pretty hot, and I've seen no reason why it wouldn't be running hot again because I haven't done anything to change that. But anyway, it's either going to go back on there like this, or we're going to find someone to fix it. So anyway, that's where we're at now.